Good morning, everyone. Ta-da! Here I am. Hi, everybody. Good morning. It is Friday, August 25th, 2023. And this is Friday YouTube Live. It's so good to see everyone this morning. I'm running a little bit behind, so I wasn't in the chat. So I'll have to catch up on what everybody's been talking about. Hello, everybody. It's so good to see so many of my regulars here. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to everyone who joins me most Fridays. So good to see everybody. So this has been a big week. Lots of great releases this week, including Lawn Fawn's fall and holiday release, which is always so amazing. So I thought we would definitely start with that today. I am going to do a Halloween card, but we're using the interactive ta-da new die set, pardon me, and it works for so many things. So even though I am going to do Halloween, I will be sharing more cards later. I already have another one, but you won't see that until a day in September. I'm not going to tell you which day. And then I will have some more videos on my channel as well. Oh, Lisa, we won't tell anyone that you're at work. Hello, Carol. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Christine. That's so sweet of you. And good afternoon from Belgium, Sophie said. Yay. Thank you. So I know that a lot of times in some of my more recent lives, I have kind of winged it. Can't wing it with the ta-da or an interactive card, period. I feel like that's a recipe for disaster. So I did have the preview. I didn't put it up till late, like right before live today, but I felt like I needed to probably play with it so I knew what to do. But yes, Kelly is at work too. I think everybody should raise their hand if they're at work while they're watching. That's hilarious. Coffee in hand. Steph, I have mine too. I even have a Halloween mug out just for this. Bonnie says officially broke after the Lawn Fawn release. Isn't it amazing that they just do it every single time? It's so good. And how about that Hero Arts holiday release yesterday? So excited about that. I had a post and video yesterday, as well as I posted that the holiday stamp along is coming November 4th and 5th. I am teaching at it. I'm very excited about my assignment. I don't have the card done yet, but I know what I'm using. So if you haven't, sign up now. You save $5 off the cost of the 2-day live event. If you purchase, I think it's before October 2nd or 4th. I can't remember what. So you have about, a little over a month to decide if you'd like to join. Hero Arts does amazing events, so I definitely recommend that. Marcy says, I'm at work but self-employed. Well, technically I'm at work too. So we're hanging out together. Dawn says, waving. Oh, I love it. Yes, Tiffany said the Lawn Fawn release was amazing and ouch. Sandy says this girl is retired. That's right. Sandy is retired. That's goals. And thank you for getting up early. I know for my West Coast friends, this is early for you. It's a tough one. Carol's at work too. I'm so glad you get to join today, Carol. Oh, thank you, Cassie. I had a lot of fun with the Hero Arts cards. Oh, thank you so much, Shanna. That's so sweet of you. Oh, yay. Christy said she loved the Hero Arts released and signed up for the stamp along and bought the bundle. There is a bundle, and I believe Libby said you save 10% if you buy the bundle of products that is going to be used throughout the classes. And everything, don't quote me on this, but I'm almost positive that everything in the bundle, it gets used in at least 2 classes is how it usually works. So you'll see multiple ideas for it. And I know for me personally, I'm going to share multiple ideas for my class project. It is a holiday stamp along. You guys know I love tags and things. So you can pretty much guarantee that in addition to a card, you're going to see some other ideas. Yay! Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, now let's just talk about it because it's coming. You guys know what next Friday is. It's September 1st. Stamptember. So I will be live next Friday. And we will talk about Stamptember. We will create a project with the Simon Says Stamptember release. I have been busy this week creating all kinds of projects with their releases, and started collabs. Yay! And I will be doing more of those next week as well. If this is your first Stamptember, it is so fun. It is a whole month of just inspiration and encouragement for the stamping and paper crafting community. Simon Says Stamp has done this for several years, and it is just a month of fun. For me personally, I try to do a live premiere, meaning I'm not live creating, but I am live in the chat at midnight Eastern. So for me, it's 11 p.m. Central Time. West Coast, it's, you're going to have to gauge that based on where you're at. But I am live at midnight Eastern for the premiere video, because I have a video pretty much every day, and I will be doing that again. So I'm very excited about that. As always, and it's fun. Even if you don't buy the stamp set, even if you just want to join in, be inspired, hang out, and enjoy the atmosphere of Stamptember and the feeling behind it of just encouraging inspiration and paper crafting. So I hope you guys will join me. I did want to mention that because this is the last live before Stamptember starts, and then of course I'll be live next week. You'll have me the evening live for a live premiere, and then I will be live next Friday. Yay! I love Stamptember. I feel like it is such a great way to jumpstart inspiration, I guess. Like, I really challenge myself to find inspiration in everything, and it makes me think outside the box a little bit. So I kind of encourage you guys to look at it that way as well. Oh, thank you guys. Handmade Not Hallmark says she sets an alarm every night for the release. Let's see. Cassie said, after my Pashta design and Chantal's haul, I'm on a spending freeze, haha. I'll see how long that lasts with Stamptember. Right? Me too. I had to have all the felt stitching dies. So yes, I am going to be doing a lot of felt stitching this year. I know a lot of you have asked me, I'm kind of changing topics, you've asked me about that. Yes, I am going to be doing some more stitching, more felt stitching. I have lots of plans for that, so exciting. Okay, let me catch up with my chat. Christine loves the collaboration aspect of Stamptember, loves seeing companies support one another. Me too. And that's what it's all about. It's about the companies supporting each other, us crafters supporting each other, inspiring each other, and just, it's the sense of community, really. Yes. Sandy says the West Coast is lucky because it's 9 p.m. Sandy, you're starting already. You always make me so jealous. All of my West Coast friends make me so jealous because it's not late for you guys. I am like so tired by the time the month is over, but it's worth it and fun, and I love it. Okay, question. I remember you saying you were having a release of another Spellbinders creation that you designed. Yes, Wilma, it is coming. I think I just got an email yesterday. I think that that's starting to sell. It might be in September. I can't remember if it's September, October. Let me clarify with them. We were just talking about it, but I have so much in my head. I will find out for sure. Yay! Handmade Not Hallmark says saves pennies all year for Stamptember. Okay. Thank you, Maureen. I love felt stitching too. Crafts and True Crime Tracy got her Pashta dies and also got some felt from the Felt Pod. Thank you for the resource. Yes. That is something I get asked a lot for everybody for paper crafting. Hold just 1 second. If you're looking for a great assortment of felt, obviously Pashta Design has a lot of fantastic felt. And so does Tailored Expressions. It's 100% wool felt. It die cuts beautifully. It's not going to tear like the big box stores felt does. I know some of you have good luck with that, and that's totally fine. I prefer the 100% wool felt. If you do too, my favorite source is the Felt Pot. They have the most assortment of colors. They do sell it in sheets, but I buy the rolls just for storage purposes. That works great for me. And the rolls like you would get from Pashta or Tailored Expressions, but I really, really love it. And I don't remember, does Paper Tray still sell felt? Because it would be like theirs as well. Laura wants to know how my cousin's daughter Riley is doing, and she is doing really well, all things considered. She's at home, which she's very, very happy about. So thank you so much for asking. Karen says Benzie Designs has great felt. I like their felt too. And I do have some, and I do use some, and they have a couple of different kinds of felt. I'm simply telling you guys what my favorite felt is. Everybody has their own favorites. I am sharing a project with Benzie Felt, and I will let you guys know when I share those projects. I will let you know which company I'm using, and then you can decide for yourself what you like to use. Pashta dies, Jennifer wants to know what they are. They are stitching dies. So they come with the little holes in them, made for stitching, specifically made for stitching with felt or fabric, I suppose, if you put a stabilizer on it, but specifically for felt. So if you want to stitch felt ornaments or make felt banners or whatever the case may be, just fun little things. I wish I had what I made in here, but I don't. But they come with the holes in them. And she's just a small business company, and she designs beautiful dies. Let's see. Okay. Yes. Oh, I know, Christine. Pashta does ship very fast. So I will be sharing some sneaks. I shared that I stitched a pumpkin, and I have several other things that I'll be sharing very, very soon. I did a little bit of die cutting one evening this week. And by a little, I mean a lot. Okay. Shall we make a ta-da card, everybody? I am really, really excited. Don't go down the rabbit hole of felt projects. Oh, I went down that rabbit hole a long time ago. I've been collecting forever. I just haven't stitched anything. And finally I was like, if you're going to buy this stuff, you better start stitching. Oh, yay, Jennifer. I'm so glad you Googled and found it. That's awesome. I didn't intend to talk about it, or I would have added a link. Sometimes I just go the direction that I'm thinking. Let me switch my camera, and also let me put myself back in in here for picture-in-picture. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about with the interactive ta-da card is that it completely fits in an envelope. And look how flat. If you saw the little preview that I had at the beginning of the video, or the thumbnail, look how flat that dimensional card is. Plus it fits in a standard A2 envelope. Kelly says, off topic, just curious if you've tried making wool ball garland. I have not. Chris says, last time I talked about felt, she went on Etsy to look, and now she makes made complicated elf ornaments for everyone. Oh, I love that. Mandy, a farmer's market sounds fun. Susie, happy Friday, friend. Okay. So, it fits in this envelope. How amazing is this? Now, the great thing about this ta-da element is that it can be a small size card depending on the base you put it on. I went ahead and put it completely on an A2 size card base to show you guys how it would look on there. And then of course it gives you room to write your sentiment or add some more stamped or add some stamped images or greetings or whatever you want inside. But here is the awesome thing about it. I of course went with an all die cut scene. Check out Lawn Fawn's channel for lots of great inspiration. They have lots of cute, like the stamped critters and things. But I decided to go Halloween. And when you open it up, whoops, look at that. Ta-da! We have a awesome little Halloween scene in here with a Halloween house, trees, moon, bats, tombstone, little ghosties. But I embellished the front with gate elements so that it kind of looks like, you know, you're opening up these gates and stepping into like even a graveyard or just a spooky little scene. All of my cardstock elements are the new textured gray cardstock pack, with the exception obviously of the green. That's the Lawn Fawn green texture pack. I did add the supplies this week ahead of time, so they should be down in the description below. But look at this. So remember I was showing you it in the envelope how it's completely flat, and ignore this. We're going to fix this on my card. That was a last minute element. But look how dimensional it is, and then it folds down completely flat. Now there are a few little tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you, things I learned along the way, and things that are going to make this a little bit easier. So let's go ahead, let's go assemble our ta-da diorama, and then we are going to embellish it with all of the things. I have pre-die cut everything today, and I also have pre-sprayed. You may notice that you're seeing some distress mica stain on a lot of elements because I just can't use it enough, but I did do that all ahead of time so it would be dry. We are going to start, I'm using lots and lots of new Lawn Fawn today. So our background pattern paper is going to be from the Spiffier Speckles. Maybe I should do it like this. That's the paper that I grabbed my background from, and I used the large stitched rectangle to die cut this, but you could just trim it to 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. I just wanted the stitching detail to match my ta-da elements. So that's the first thing. I did pull a couple of previously released products. Let me grab the ta-da first. I'm going to talk about the elements as we add them. I think that might be easier because I do have quite a few things. So let's just start with the ta-da for now. And I'm going to pull everything out of here and show you what we're using. Spiffier Speckles. Isn't that the cutest name, Jen? I think it is too. So to make our elements, you're going to need to die cut 2 of this shape here, which I have already done off camera, and I've already sprayed with Iron Gate and Hocus Pocus. I held it pretty high up in my splatter box, and I sprayed with Iron Gate first and then a little Hocus Pocus. It just adds to that spooky feeling and adds a little interest. The second piece for this, you're going to want to die cut, and then you're going to want to die cut the window from that. And that is going to be the back and our front frame for the ta-da. All right. As I show you these, I'm going to put it away. It is actually super easy, handmade, not Hallmark, to put together. Yes, I was super intimidated, but it's very easy. Next up, you're going to need to die cut 2 of these panels. These are the panels that pull from the sides. This is the interactive part that pulls it all up. So I have die cut 2 of these. And again, I did spritz them ahead of time. This part, I don't know if you can see it. There, you can kind of see. There's score lines. This is important. So, you are going to die cut 2 of these, and then you're going to need these 2 pieces. They kind of look like, on the tiny box critters from Lawn Fawn, they look like the legs for those. What you do, the little foot piece needs to go towards the bigger side. So I think you can see it here. I've already die cut this one. There's a score line and a score line. You want your foot to make sure it's lined up correctly. It goes between these 2 score lines. The arrows point down to show you that it lines up with the bottom. You put it between the two score lines, facing this little foot piece, the little jut out piece, facing towards the big section. So I did this one already, and I'm going to do this one right now to show you. So this is the other one. I've got a little low tack tape. You want to line your foot up in between the two score lines, just like so, and you want it to face the bigger section. So my score lines are here and here. And then you'll take it to your die cut machine and die cut that. Everything else I already had for you guys, but I did want to show that kind of that lining up. You know, it is not, I promise it's not that bad. And it's one of those things, the more you make, the easier it gets. All right, so we're going to put those away now, since I've shown those. So we have our sides. Also, in the set, you're going to need to die cut 2 of this piece. And this is not going to be shown, so it could really be any cardstock. I had enough, you know, little scraps of this gray color cardstock, so I die cut those from that. And I'll show you those here in a minute when we put it together. This piece that comes in the original set is to make the little dividers inside, if you want to use that one. Now there is another option, and that's the one I'm using today. Let me grab it. I'm using the Hillside, which could be snow, which could be waves, all kinds of things. So I actually die cut that piece, but I use the Hillside one from the texture green cardstock. So we also need those. Not using this one today, but you could definitely use that. And then there's nothing else that you have to have. They included some extra things. There's a couple of banners, there's clouds, and a moon. I'm not using these particular elements for this card, but these are included in your set. This is all you need, well, whoops, and this, to get to put together the base of the frame, which is what we're going to do. Question: do the box card add-ons fit into the Ta-Da diorama? I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, Kelly, but that's a great question and something I'm going to try. I'm using some of the little spooky house and everything that is from the new box card add-on, but I definitely will give that a try. Yes, Karen says Lawn Fawn is great at making their interactive dies easy to use and may need this one. It is, some of them I feel intimidated, and I will be honest, I felt really intimidated when I got this one. It is one of the easiest ones. For me, it's almost on the level of the platform pop-up, which I could do with my eyes closed anymore. But yes. Oh, yes! Great idea. You could make this a theater card. So many things. Okay, so what we're going to start with first is our little background piece. And we're going to set our frame aside for just a minute. And we are going to take our sides. So what we're going to do on the score lines, on that piece where we've die cut our notches, I am just going to go in and reinforce with a bone folder those score lines. Folding away. No, Shari, I thought you weren't going to be here this morning. Shari says that the box card does not work with this. Thank you. Now, you need to make sure that you are committed if you're going to use liquid glue or use tape. I don't like tape. I used tape on my card and everything was popping off, probably because I'm not using the right tape runner. So what I did was use liquid glue. But just know that if you use liquid glue and it messes up, you're going to have to start over. So use at your own risk. Oh yeah, that would be fun. I'm sure you can. So many things to do. All right, what we're going to do, these, before I glue it, let's show you guys. These two pieces are those pieces that pull to reveal the background scene. So this is the back of our ta-da. The only place that adhesive is going to be is this skinny piece here. So I am going to put a little glue just on that, and we're going to line up the first one. So I'm folding it basically in half, even though it has that little bend, right? Because that needs to bend later for the interactive element. You're going to center it on one side. Pick either side. You could have started with this one. I'm going to start on the left side. And there is going to be a little bit of space at the top and the bottom. Basically, that little stitch line is going to should show at the top and the bottom. But we want to do it clear out here to the edge, like so. And I'll hold it up closer to the camera. See, there's a little showing here and a little here, but it's flush with this end. Then it's really easy to do this one. We're going to put a little glue. I'm just going to turn it. And we are going to butt it up next to this one. And it should fit perfectly so that they meet here in the center. And I'm just going to glue that one down. So here is, oops. Yeah, maybe I should let the glue dry first. Let me try again. I thought that only happened with my tape runner, but I should probably give it a minute, right? May not work. Okay. Oh no, Shari. Yes, doesn't Shari do amazing lawn fawn projects and felt projects? Yes, it's the ta-da die. All right, so I'm not gonna pull on that again because it needs to dry for a minute. So now that we have that, we're gonna take our inserts, and you can use either of the inserts. On the inserts, there is a little score line, and we want to fold these in on both. Now, this was kind of, I don't know why this was so hard for me to wrap my mind around. We're not actually going to glue this. It needs to be able to move. And I promise it stays put. So that's awesome. So let's fold all of those little tabs. And you can decide, you know, which one you want to put which. Let's see what I did on this one, and maybe I'll try to copy that. Yes. Okay, so this one is going to go in the back. Hello, Sylvia. All right. You're going, those notches in this piece, we're going to feed it through one side. And I'm going to open it up here so you can see. You want to fold your notches out. Let's do the other one on this side, and then we'll do the same over here. So again, it's folded, and we're going to feed it through, and then we're just going to unfold to, see, it's going to stay put. So let's do that over here. And again, we're going to unfold those little tabs. We're going to feed this one through. Oh, good. Is it Triex? I don't know how to say your handle name there, but thank you. I'm hoping that this kind of takes the scary factor out of it. Okay, looky at that. That's it. So we have this. Now, I'm going to show you this, but I am not going to attach the cover yet. So see how that folds down? I want to show this because I think this is kind of important. You have to be careful with what you place inside. Let me open this, because when this closes, and it's easier to show you now before the cover is on, these move like this, and then obviously when you open, see how they're sliding? If you have elements too far to one side or the other, or if you fill this entire area, it isn't going to shut. Ask me how I know. I learned the hard way. I probably should have watched a video. I don't know if that was mentioned. It probably was. So, yes, the Hills, Shari, thank you. Also, guys, if you are in the chat, be looking, because Shari for Lawn Fawn is in the chat, and she is kind of letting you guys know some good things. So just be mindful of that when you build your scene, that if you fill that whole area, your card isn't going to shut. And it will kind of move one way or the other. I'm going to see if I can show you this. Because of how I have mine, I don't know. When it's shut, it's hard to show you. Oh, maybe there. See how they're shifted? The back is shifted over to the right and the front is shifted over to the left. They still are all encased in here, but I was mindful of where I kind of put my elements, because then it still shuts and nothing is bunching up. So there's what it looks like on that side. Okay. So I am going to put I'm going to assemble the cover and show you it, but I'm not going, and I'll put it on, but I'm going to take it off so that it's easier to decorate inside if it's not on. That's in my opinion. Do it however you want. I'm just telling you guys what I found from making this. And let me put my pin in my glue too. So these pieces here are basically going to create little channels that attach our front frame. These also have score lines on the end. We're going to fold these, and these are what I had the most trouble with when I tried to use a tape runner to attach. So I used liquid glue. And we're going to fold both of these. Shari is saying in the chat too, she has a great card. She used a different die for the opening here. Instead of using the rectangle, she went to her Lawn Fawn stash. Shari, what did you use? Did you use the den? She made it kind of look like a bat cave. I think if that's not the right die, I apologize. She'll probably tell, she probably said. Yes, Shari says probably more inserts and openings in the future. You know, we love our add-ons. Okay, so for this, I'm going to put a little liquid glue just on these little square tabs. And the little notch here is pretty easy. It lines up. So I flipped my frame over. And what we're going to do, let's do it this way. With these folded, we are just going to line it up kind of with that opening-ish. We want to line the notches, and then this is going to just go right here like this. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. I want to completely put it together so you can see how easy it is, because this is really the last thing, and then you decorate. Then comes the fun part. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Found me through my cross-stitch floss tube and now watches the paper crafting. Yes, it was the den, Shari says. It was the bat cave. That was literally so cute, Shari. Shari is so good. Okay, now I would like to let that dry for a little bit longer, but we'll see if I can get it to go in. So see how it kind of gives it this little channel? These are going to feed through there. So what you're going to do, the side, and again, this can slide off. That's why it's so easy. There we go. So you slide it through here and looky there. Ta-da! So there is our cute little scene. That's it. This is the interactive part. And it folds down completely flat, like so. And we want it to look like this. So that is what we're going to do next. Oh, really, Christine? I didn't know that they had that. I'll have to look. Oh, Shari says the shadow box openings are smaller than this one. I know that was asked, so you could use it, but the window is smaller. Thank you, Shari. Okay, so I'm just going to slide it off for now so that I can work on the inside, and then we will build the front, the gated scene. We are going to build, oh, I'm missing a couple things. Let me grab. So in my spray box here, we have some stuff, and I want to talk about everything. We're going to do all the inside elements really quick. And I did spray some of it. Not all of it needed it, but some things just look awesome with mica stain. And I had them in my box drying. Luna, you always crack me up. Okay, so now we need to talk about other sets that we're using. Shari, I can't remember the name of this one. It's a backdrop, but I can't remember the name of it, and I haven't labeled it. This is a new shadow box. So for those asking about the shadow box, this is a shadow box add-on. I'm using a lot of components from this. So let's talk about what we're using from it. I've got my haunted house. Hold on, I got some stuff stuck. Haunted house. There is a background, and then the house that layers over the top. The background I spritzed with flickering candle mica stain, and let me pop that out. Yeah, we're all gonna have to join Luna's group. In fact, let's just go ahead and do this while I'm here. And I love that there is a layering piece for this, instead of trying to put stuff back behind. I wanted it to look like there was lights on in my haunted house. So this is, again, the shadow box add-on that's new. So we have our house. We also have our trees. These were die cut from a wood grain cardstock, and then I spritzed these with crooked broomstick to make them a little bit shiny as well. And those are also from this set. We've got a moon. Maybe I should have taken these out. Would that be better, guys? There's some little tiny things, but let's do that. I feel like it would be a little easier to see. We have our moon. We have our house pieces that we're using. We have our trees. Spider, I do have him. I'm not using him yet, so I'm going to keep him over here. I have a little spider, and then I have multiple bats, and that is also from this set. So that's what we're going to start with there. And for the moon, I do want to mention this was die cut from Dolphin Lawn Fawn cardstock, and very light. It does have, oh yeah, there you can see the texture to it, the die. Very lightly spritzed with iron gate. Oh, you're welcome, Bonnie. Whatever we can do. And if I'm missing questions, you guys, ask again. I'm so sorry. Some things I miss. I know Shari's answering things. Not because I asked her to, but because she's here. Thank you, Shari. Okay, now this is the backdrop. And from the backdrop, which I love, I have some other things coming with this. Look how awesome this is. The cute owl and things. But from here, what I am using today, I didn't use that actually, I'm just showing you. I've got some tombstones, and I ended up only being able to fit one. So we'll pick one of those to add to our inside scene. I tried to fit two, but that did not work. We have little grass pieces and rocks, but I only use the grass. I'm going to move this over here. So those little grass pieces. And then we have our ghost. Now the ghost layers as well. I didn't use the layering piece. I only die cut my ghost from vellum because I wanted him to be kind of see-through. So I didn't use the layering piece, and I have multiples of those die cut as well. The tombstones, are they not amazing, Chris? Oh my gosh, I love them so much. Okay, so what we need to do is pick a tombstone. Which one did I use on this one? We'll use the other one. Okay, I used this one on my other card, so we'll just save this guy. Here's how we're going to save him. We're going to stamp a greeting, and our greeting, you can do anything you want here, but I just picked the Let's Hang Out from the new Batty for You stamp set from Lawn Fawn because I thought it was kind of cute and funny. And we are going to, let me plug in my embossing tool, and we're going to prep this as well. Just a little bit with a little powder. I'm not even going to get the Misty out for this. This card has very, very minimal stamping. We're going to use a little clear embossing ink. Yeah, okay, so what I'm imagining with the tombstones, because that is a good point, they are almost as big as the house, is that they are in the foreground and the house is off in the distance, so it looks little. Does that make sense? That was my thinking. I hope that I achieved that. So I stamped that with clear embossing ink, and then we're just going to sprinkle on our white embossing powder. And then we'll emboss that. Let me shut this before. My fear is while I'm live, I dump that everywhere, and that's the end of the live. You could stamp this in a different ink if you wanted it. Just on the dark cardstock, I felt like white would show up the best. All right. So we have our tombstone, and I need some grass and a ghost, I believe. Maybe I better see what all I did here in the background. Okay. Oh, and here's what happens. It slipped out. Let me fix my sample card. So we want to put our moon, bats, house, and trees in the background. On the back, that's no big deal. You can kind of do whatever back here. So I'm going to put my moon, and this is why taking the cover off is makes this so much easier. Because you don't have to fiddle and go around it. Spooky Forest Backdrop. Thank you, Jennifer. Couldn't remember the exact name. You know how they all start going together? Almost every time I use embossing powder, I spill it. Yeah, I know. Me too. All right. I'm only going to put glue in the body of my bats. And I'm going to have two kind of here. The other two are going to be featured on the front of our ta-da. And the reason I take that cover off is because I find this so much easier to assemble. On my layers, so remember I was talking about how when it closes, these slide. On the back, I'm going to concentrate my house and trees over on the left side. On the front layer, our tombstone is going to be concentrated more here. So when it closes, it still gives plenty of room for those to shift and move. Oh yeah, Jen, my fan is on too. And I thought to myself as I was doing that, I should have turned that off. But did I? No. So I only have glue on the little base of my tree. Whoops, come on, man. And I'm only going to put glue down here along the bottom edge of my house. Oh, thank you, Dawn. You know, I'm kind of the opinion that bats are needed for every spooky scene. There's our haunted house. And then our tree. Oh, Shari, I didn't even know you left. Where'd you go? Did Scout have to go out? Sometimes this is the hardest part, is getting everything into my dimensional little thing. If you wanted, you probably could pull it apart and do it a little bit flatter. It's not really the best, but we might. Oh yeah. Okay, so there is our scene in the background. And I was talking to myself. I'm so sorry. Bats, Ghosts, and Pumpkins, the Spooky Trinity. That is one thing, Kelly. That's such a good point. I didn't add any pumpkins to this, and I thought about it. There's a new, here's what I pulled, and I didn't do anything with it. This little pumpkin from the new Ghost Tiny Box add-on would be kind of cute because it's little, and I thought it would be cute down near the gate. So that's, and there's probably little pumpkins and other things as well. No, pop and pull is not the same as waving. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. And then on this layer, we're just going to have a tombstone, a ghost. Let me show. The tombstone, the ghost, and a little piece of grass. And this one I'm putting here because I don't want it to cover up my house. But again, I know the tombstone's big, but imagine it, you know, you're kind of going through the gates, because there will be gates here, and you're looking through, and the tombstone's in the front, and then you're looking back and the house is off in the distance. That's my thinking. So what we're going to do first, actually, I found this easiest. We're going to glue our ghost peeking out from behind the tombstone, kind of like this. Tweezers come in super handy. And again, we're just going to put glue along the bottom. And I'm going to kind of tilt it at an angle and pop it right there. And then we're just going to add a little bit of glue. And we're going to place this little bit of grass here. I thought that was kind of fun. Adds a little bit of texture. Now, I'm double checking. Oh, that kind of didn't work. Did I stick it too far over? Oh my gosh, you guys. Hold on. Whoopsies. So maybe I need to move it over a little bit. Hopefully that glue doesn't show. This is what I was talking about. Let me hold it. Yeah, it needs to go about here. I put it too far over. You want it kind of in the center. And I wasn't being careful. I think that'll be okay, because we need those things to slide and we don't want them sticking out. See? It slid pretty far over, but it's still going to stay contained in here. Ta-da! Okay. I am going to slide this on. It's a little bit easier to attach, to do all the things if it's not on, but for the sake of video, so you can kind of watch the scene come to life. So we're sliding these two side pieces through these channels, and we are going to decorate and make a gate now. I'm going to move this right here so you can kind of, maybe it'll both be in the scene. Look how cute now that it has that frame and it's all framed up. Isn't that cute? Now, you don't have to add anything at all to the front, but I think it's, you know, I'm extra. So that's pretty much why I do those things. You have to be careful. You don't want any elements that are hanging off of your frame to have glue on them that attach to these pieces. Otherwise, these are not going to move. So everything I've glued is only to this frame. We're going to start with these little pillars. And these are, oh, this is another set. This is the spooky gate. And I used everything from this. So I'll show you. We have our spooky gate. We have the pillar. And then we have a lamp and the layering piece that goes behind the lamp. And that's these other little yellow pieces that I spritzed with the flickering candle mica stain. We are going to put glue. The pillars are along the big side, and so these you can pretty much put glue on these. There is a layering piece for that as well. I'm going to glue both of these down and then we'll do the layering piece. My acrylic block is to kind of help hold everything down and flat. And you'll notice that when I attach my pillars, I shifted them down. That's because the gate is only glued down here along the bottom, and I want those to line up with the pillars. We're going to take our gate pieces. I love the gate pieces. Oh, thank you, Steph. I'm glad you got to join for a little bit. Yes, Dawn, I agree. It wouldn't look finished without the front. To me, so I will be honest, I know I started with the inside for designing it today. When I designed this, I started with the front. I knew that I wanted to do the gate. So once I figured out the front of the card, then I built the scene from that. I knew I wanted to use the house, but I wasn't exactly sure how it was all going to work. I needed to figure this out first. Now, even though the gate doesn't totally meet in the middle, to me, that doesn't matter so much because I kind of like, almost like the gate's open or whatever and you're going through. Okay, let's add this little layering piece here. All of my gray cardstocks are from the new gray textured cardstock pack. And this, I could have done a contrasting color of cardstock, but I didn't. I love this spooky gate. All right, lanterns. I'm going to pop out. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Yes, textured papers. Oh, thank you. Loves those, and the splatters and bats are a must. I agree. They just add something. Okay, so here's the little black lantern from our spooky gate. Oh, I almost forgot something. I do have a little ghost that's peeking out here from one of the pillars. Let's glue him down. I hope that pillar hasn't dried all the way. Because we want the glue only, yeah, it's fine. Good. Only on the side, remember, we don't want it on these pieces. Okay. So for these, we're just going to work on this acrylic block. How about that? That yellow little piece that I spritzed with the flickering candle, we're just going to layer it right over the top like so. Whoops. Maybe should have given that a minute longer to dry. Let me shift that up just a tiny bit. Okay. These are one of my favorite, I don't know why, but they're one of my favorite things from this. Because I think they add such a cute effect. We're going to stick these on top of our pillars. Whoopsie. Oh, it moved. There we go. Added the crypt paste to my bat cave and it turned out cool. Oh, I loved that crypt paste shari. Oh, what did I miss, Susie? If there was a question above, please ask it again. Or I will answer here at the end when I can scroll back. I'm close to being finished, but definitely ask again. And we're going to put our other lantern over here. And basically now we're just adding all of the little things that finish it off. When I'm making Halloween tags, I don't know. That's why I didn't answer. I'll see. I don't have any planned right now. These little tufts of grass also help kind of fill in. I've got one here and I'm going to tuck my little spider back behind. Oh yes, Handmade Not Hallmark is planning on using the Winter Village set for this. That would be cute. We're going to add a couple more grass pieces here and there to the front. I think I added that one there, but yeah, we'll do that. I think I did it behind, but I'm going to just do it in front. Oh, oops. Oh, thank you, Marianne. Lawn Fawn is awesome to make scenes with, isn't it? Oh gosh, that's not straight either. There we go. Let's just pop that down for a minute. Okay, for just 1 second before I add the rest of the things, this is the background of my card. So remember, I made mine an A2 card and I'm placing this on there. You could also make this a smaller size card if you want to. This is that Spiffier Speckles paper in the background. And while I'm waiting for that to dry, this web is from a previously released Lawn Fawn set. It's the Cute Cobweb. I love this because it's a great little corner piece. This is the set it's from. And I'm just going to put liquid glue. You could also use a glue for vellum, but most of this gets hidden, so I'm not too worried about it. But I'm going to pop it. You could even do a couple of these if you wanted to. Up here in the corner on my background, so that when I place my ta-da on here, just adds another little spooky touch to the background of my card. There we go. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. All right. The other thing we're going to do, this is a basic banners, basic folded banners die, not new. This has been out a while. I die cut this from one of the new textured gray cardstocks. However, when I die cut it, this is something good to note. The texture side is the back. I use the other side, which is smooth, so it stamps easier. And then from that same Batty for You stamp set, I'm going to take Today Is All a Bat you. I love the little punny greetings. And I slightly curved it, and we're going to stamp that right on our banner. And this is kind of like the sign I'm imagining up above the gates to go in. I know I've talked about this before, but I tell myself little stories about the scenes I build. This is my story. All right, so here's how it's looking. Oh, how cute is that? I think, I don't know if I want to put my ghost on this like I did before, because I don't really like it. I think we're going to maybe, I should have grabbed a different ghost from another set, but I didn't. We're going to glue this guy here like that. Thank you, Karen. Oh yeah, Sandy, you know me and my story. I'm always thinking, how does this make sense? So part of that was, you know, thinking of it as walking into maybe this old graveyard or whatever and seeing the tombstones and then seeing the house off into the distance. I've already folded my banner, and to make it lay nice, I'm going to put some foam. Remember, the banner needs to stick just to the frame and not to the interactive part. I'm going to just put a little bit there. Yes, you can bet that winter and Christmas scenes are coming, and I think a fall scene would be cute too. I have an idea for one of those as well. Really, all of the scenes. Once you create one, your mind starts reeling with all of the ideas and things that you can create. All right, so this is our little, let's say, entrance to our spooky scene. I'm trying to get it even. I really hope I didn't put that bat in the wrong place. I think I did. Here we get to see Nichol fix things in real time. That's always fun. Let me open this so I can get my banner correct. I promise I didn't have this much trouble when I attached the original. Oh my gosh. All right. Maybe I should have taken it off. Okay, I can't leave it. I'm so sorry. This is just me. Creeping it real, Christine says. Oh gosh, that's for sure. All right. I think what I did earlier was this. Yes, oops. All right, there we go. Now let's re-add our bat to hide the little boo-boo. That's what I should have done in the first place. We'll put it back on. Oh yes, you'll have to catch the replay, Margot. I like how you guys are calling it Creep It Real. I wish I would have thought of that. That's hilarious. Thank you guys. And then we're going to add our last bat up here to our banner. What's funny to me is how the glue never dries when you need it to. And things fall off. And then if you need to move something, that's when the glue is just suctioned on there, right? Okay. So let me move that out of the way. We have our background. We're finished. We are going to slide this back in. I should have just taken it off to begin with. That would have been so much easier. Ta-da! How fun. I love that it's called ta-da because that's what I say anyway with interactive cards. Okay, I'm going to glue this to my background really quick. That looks good. Got rid of my acrylic block too soon. I'm just going to do that real fast. I am out of my side fold card bases, so I have one really quick that I cut. I'm just going to score and use my bone folder. And then we're going to place this whole thing on our card base. I like that little spiffier speckles. I like that it already has the little, you know, gold specks all over it. Really fun. Ta-da! And there you go! That is it! Oh no, Luna, don't make your husband mad. Then you can't come play with us. Oops, see, my bat moved, because there, we don't want it to cover it up. That's what I was talking about. This bat glued down. The other one I need to didn't. And then it folds completely flat and goes in the envelope. So easy. It's spiffier. It is spiffier. Did I not say spiffier? It's spiffier speckles. And here's what all that paper looks like. Look at the colors. They are so yummy. I love that one for winter scenes. So there's, you know, 2 colors or 2 versions per color. So this one doesn't have that, the little dot or the metallic to it. And then that one does. Same for, that's the purple. I already used that. Blues. Aren't those beautiful? I love them. Okay, everybody. That is it. Bye, Donna. Okay, I'm going to switch myself around here. Okay, did I miss any other questions? Spiffier because it is cold. Did I miss any other questions while I was fiddling and putting that together? Let me know. So I know that someone asked about Halloween tags. I will see if I have, I don't know that I have any planned per se, but maybe I could add some in. I know, so that was a request. The chat butchered my spelling of the paper name. Yes, Lawn Fawn pattern paper is so amazing. Mostly, so what Lawn Fawn does that I love for my pattern paper is generally it's pretty tone on tone and small. I love the little small design. Those are my favorites. Oh, thank you, Maureen. I hope I took the scary out of the little ta-da. It is not scary, I promise. Once you've made it, you kind of get the feel for it and how easy it is. I cannot wait to see all of the cards you guys make with this new die set. I know every time a new interactive die set comes out from Lawn Fawn, it's so fun to see what everybody makes with it and how they incorporate stuff you already have. And that's the other thing. I know I used a lot of new today, but you probably have tons of Lawn Fawn in your stash. Create new cards, new scenes with what you have with the new die set. You can create all kinds of cute Christmas scenes. Imagine taking your favorite little mice sets or your favorite Christmas sets with the reindeers or Santa, all of the fun fall sets. I know I've seen, I think Lawn Fawn posted some cute ones with the airplanes flying. Use the acetate picks to have elements floating inside of your ta-da. So many fun things that you can do. Yes, Stamptember will be here before we know it. Oh no. Cassie's spending freeze lasted a whole hour. That's so funny. Cassie, that's funny because a friend of mine and I, she was saying she had a spending freeze, and then she texted me and said what she bought, and I was like, I thought you said you were on a spending freeze. And she was like, I am now. After that purchase, she goes, now I am. Yes, Shari is reminding everyone, the blog post for the ta-da on the Lawn Fawn blog has tons of examples and projects. So if you are looking for lots of inspiration, please check that out. I'll go in and I will add a link to that as soon as I'm done live here so that you can check it out. It will be down near the bottom of the post links that we talked about during the live, I think is what I call it, something like that. So I will add that there. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Remember, next Friday, it's Stamptember, and we are going to do all things Stamptember. So that's exciting and fun. Very, very excited about that. Lawn Fawn does take part in Stamptember, so you can bet there'll probably be something cute that you can add to your Lawn Fawn stash. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys all next week. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Bye. The supplies used in today's video are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another project that you might be interested in. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss a new live video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.